Good morning. Just turning some things on. Good morning, Chairman. How are you? Just doing that whole click the button, push the button thing. Hey, Sonia. Glad you're doing well. Give me half a second to click a couple buttons. Hey, Maisie, what's going on? Good night, Ace. Hey, Shane, how are you? Kaylee? Sonia, how's it going? Let's get a little painting down here. What do we got? We're kind of low on white over here. Got a big piece of paper today, and it's taped. It's taped in the back. I think I'm gonna take a trip to the dark side a little bit. Let's see what we can do. We're gonna kind of go a little weird today. Yeah, good night. Be well. Kaylee, what's going on? Let's grab a little. Hey, Anthony. Just kind of putting a. Going to use acrylics, but we're going to attempt to do a bit of watercolor using acrylics. Put down a couple. Let's grab a tiny touch of white. a lot of water. Just gonna blend a lot in together, easily, softly. Don't want to blend it too much because I want to keep all that pretty look there, you know. It's going to be a pretty pastel-y looking painting today. Oh, let's see, what do we want to do on the bottom? We're probably going to do some kind of a Thanks, Anthony, very much so. I actually put the paintbrush in the water. Let me see if I can do this for you. I don't know what's going to happen. Sometimes it echoes out on me and I end up hearing myself talk the whole time. Let's try this. See what this does. No, no, no. Cut it out. Be that way. That may or may not be in the way. I don't know. Can you guys hear me okay? You have to let me know if you can hear me. Because I do not know if you can hear me or not. Any sound coming through? Pushing buttons. Yeah, pushing. You can hear me? Alright. It's probably fairly close. Let's just try to put in a little bit of that. And basically it's mostly water and yeah, as you can see it'll drip right off your brush if just gotta get that. I know, can't help it. Let's grab a little bit of the red. Let's throw the red in with the purple. Really watery, really, really watery. And this is watercolor paper. This is not a canvas. As you can see, it's kind of a bit foldy around a little bit. Let's maybe kind of do a little background something back there. And grab a little bit darker. I don't want to go too dark though. Throw a little of that right in here. Just a tiny touch more water. Just to kind of put a little dark right in here. And we gotta be careful. Let's wipe our brush off. Okay, we're gonna grab the ever slightest smack of black, but we're talking touch the black and then get all that paint off your brush. So just kind of just touch it, don't drag it. You know, just kind of pat a little bit in there. And we can grab a little bit of the blue that we were playing with. And we can kind of take out some of the paint that's there, kind of. And you can always, nice thing about doing this is just get water. And say you want a nice bright spot, just kind of. Just take out a little bit, just remove a little bit of the paint. You're just moving it around. Let's do a little something over here. Thanks. Yeah, it's, the camera's terrible, but it's, 480. Kind of swiped that idea from a friend of mine. This great artist guy that does these great paintings. Teach him to teach me everything. Doesn't work quite as beautifully as yours does, but that's okay. Now we don't want to get carried away with too much of that. And we're not really putting a lot of super heavy thought into this one today. We're kind of just letting this paint do its thing. Let's grab a little bit of white, grab the water, kind of smash it around in there. So we get kind of this kind of milky color. It's not going to take the red away much because the red's kind of pretty heavy duty paint. If we carefully go up here, we can kind of put a dark edge in here. I never even noticed that anything. Guy talks with a lisp and has his head in a shot. Yeah, don't know that guy. Guy I was talking about was like this really amazing artist and don't even focus on anything else. Why bother? I mean, I talk with no teeth. Yeah, I haven't really met anyone that's perfect. It's kind of a non-issue for me. I mean, Halle Berry, she was pretty close as Catwoman. Oh, I wish I knew what color. Can you guys see any of it? Let's see if I can tweak this just a tiny bit. And that's the bowl right there, so you really don't need to see the bowl. Oh, heck, I don't know. It's always backwards for me. There we go. Kitty fussing. Yep. So we're going to grab a little bit of this phthalo blue and really slop up the water. Because we're going to take that. Good. It's phthalo green, not blue. We're going to add a little bit of blue to it. Touch of it. Now we're going to add just a tiniest touch. I mean, we're talking right on the corner of the brush. And let's really make that kind of a dirty, muddy color. It's actually like a really deep purpley color, but it's probably closer to gray, black than. It is a green. We want that dark color right in here. Right on that edge, right there. And of course, I made it so you guys can't see that side of the painting. Let me see if I can bump that over just a tiny bit. Let's see if we can get that over here. Kind of lose a tiny piece. That'll have to do. Alright, let's kind of grab a little bit of the light green, throw that in with this green, grab the water, and we'll put that right in here. Don't hide all the gray in the background. Just kind of layer yourself up so you've got. And this stuff's easy to do. I mean, this is watercoloring with acrylic is fun. It's easy to do. You can certainly do all kinds of things with it. We're gonna kind of just grab that green. Is that cord making all kinds of noise for you guys? See, this is kind of, some of this is dried up paint, which is cool because it allows me to change some of the stuff I'm doing and add a few colors that are kind of, we're going to let those drip down. Kind of put a few in here, like maybe right here. Kind of not worry so much about the drippy thing down there. Kind of put a little bit of our same what we always do. A few trees. I like trees. I know I paint a lot of trees for you guys, but I live in them, so I kind of really enjoy them. And we'll just make a few darker trees up here. Kind of occasional. We get some of the bigger stuff going on over there. We're going to break out some other brushes in a second here. And let's rinse. And you guys don't get to see these much. Hey, Dad, what's going on? These don't make an appearance very often. Let's grab some of that grayer color we've made and put a tiny bit into that. So we can just kind of put a A little bit of these in here. Touch of green. Little touch of blue. Get a little darker. I'm always last. Just kidding. It's alright. Thank you for remembering me. Let's grab a little bit of that light green. Let's see what that light green will do in here. Gonna put a little bit right in there. Remembering that it's going to run down. So we don't want to get too far down because it's going to continue to make its own path. Thank you. Nice color going up there. Yeah, that's kind of nice, right? Layers, palm layers. Got some red in it. Good morning, Tony. How are you? Yeah, maybe do a little something right here. Make it disappear just a tiny bit. Gotta have it in there, but remember, we can see it, but maybe the camera can't. So we've kind of worked our way around here. Grab a little bit of that darker color, a little bit of the green. Just kind of throw just a couple little spots in here, just to... And remember, this isn't watercolor, this is acrylic. But this is acrylic washed out, very faded. We removed some of the paint where we want the whites to be, you know. We're switched over to the, you know, the Artist Loft stuff. Wait. Holy cow. Where did you come from? What are you doing down there? New one, old one. It was underneath my palette. It rolled out from under my palette. Hello, brush. I found it. Cool. I think I'm going to set you up on the shelf, if that's okay. I really like you, but... Yay, found the brush. That is cool. Let's grab a little bit. Let's probably take that brush out of there so we don't leave it sitting in the water. I don't know what I was thinking. I try really hard not to leave brushes sitting in water. It kind of just destroys the paint. I mean, the glue on them. Let's grab a little bit of that yellow ochre. Put water in there. So we want a little bit of that in here. Hey now. Thank you. it's going to still have water dripping, so we got to be a little mindful of it. And basically we're taking a little bit of yellow. And we're adding it just a little bit up. So we might bring it in here. It's going to kind of make a shadow a little bit. Kind of like the green is coming down. Mixing with that blue-green paint, you know, it's going to... Yellow with the blue is going to make kind of a green. I see how it is now. I get it. So we've got a nice little mountain. We've got stuff in the background. Don't have much over there. So I think we probably should add... Oh, let's go with a darker color. Let's go with a darker green, because it's quite a bit... No, maybe not darker. Let's throw a little dark right in here. I'm talking out of the palette. Microphone on. I don't have a microphone attached to that camera. Am I very quiet today? Oh, I'm just kidding you. Am I very quiet to you guys? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I did that. That way I don't echo. I've discovered that if I have this one up, you guys will get all kinds of echo from me. This may curl because I only have it attached in a few places, so I might have to grab a little piece of tape, throw a little piece of tape here and there. Did you guys rather have the big one kind of blinking away? Let's grab a little piece of tape. Let's stick a little piece of tape back there. Whatever works. I'll close my eyes and paint this. We're just doing kind of watercolors today without using watercolors. I mean, I have watercolors, but kind of doing the whole painting in like a wash type of... Let's kind of swing that over just a little bit more so you guys can catch that side, because we're kind of over finished this. We're going to work on this stuff over here. And of course it's a little further away, so the color is going to really become very, very light. So let's go ahead. Can you guys see that? No, you can't. It's right here. Got a little bit of the yellow ochre. I mean, we're talking just barely touch it. Putting it in with the green. It's a light, kind of a light green. And we can go over here. Oh, maybe just a touch darker. Almost too far, I think. So we'll grab just regular yellow. Don't really want to add white to it. Yeah, that'll work. I'm going to just go over here and kind of add some little greenery in here. Need a tiny bit more paint. Now, don't try to do this stuff on a on a canvas because it's really not going to work. Canvas will just kind of throw it off. I mean, you can layers upon layers upon layers, but nice watercolor paper will just be so much better for you. And we're just kind of giving a hint of a tree back here, you know. Maybe we'll grab just a tiny touch of the darker green. I don't have much left on the palette. We can make some if we need to, but throw a couple of little darker spots in here. Not too much. We don't want it really big. We just want people to think there's some trees over there, you know? So we don't want it to be totally nicky. So we got this little ridge line of trees going, mountains in the background. I'm sure there's some trees back in there, you know. Maybe we'll throw just a couple, just what's left on the brush, just to kind of move it around a little bit. So we've got that nice heavy big tree line. And if you wanted to throw in a couple of bigger trees in here and there, that's totally your call, you know. Just knocking out some of the little trippies that come down. And we could go with a beachfront, we could go with really anything you wanted. We could put in a bunch of flowers or whatever. Kind of leaning toward, a little bit toward water, isn't it? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think water works for me today. I gotta make sure that's not my wife. I hope your picture looks okay today. Yep. Good one, yeah. Let's rinse this one off. Let's put that one back in the container it has. And this is the same type of brush. It is also an Artist Loft natural bristle. I try not to use these much because they will stain if you're... I made the mistake of grabbing one for an oil paint one day, and that's what happened. It turned that color to that color. And I just realized, I don't have my focus on. Yeah, I do. My focus is on, isn't it? Alright. Sorry, I'm a little sniffly today. So let's grab this. Get that wet. Remember, you want to try to keep your water fairly clean. If you can't really see it, but my water's kind of turning pink on me. Let's grab the yellow. Let's go ahead and get that nice yellowy color. Kind of toss that in there. And we'll just kind of, let's lay that flat. Let's just tap it in there, see what happens. Never done this technique, so let's give it a shot. Hey, Granny, what's going on? Thank you. We're doing a bit of watercolor-esque with acrylics today. We're not really using watercolors, we're using an acrylic paint, but we're doing it in a kind of watercolor style on a watercolor paper. So let's grab a touch of the bright green, just a little bit. Okay, kind of taking that in with the yellow and the other green. We're kind of making it goldy, green gold. Get that out there. And we'll just keep tapping this out. Don't be careful because the water's going to drip over there, and we'll catch it in a second. And maybe we'll turn it sideways and just kind of throw a different directional texture in it. We could go upside down if we wanted to. Don't overthink them, you know, just let them do their own thing. We're just kind of... Yeah, and now we'll grab a little bit of the brighter yellow. I haven't had breakfast. Oh, I got a little blue in there. Oh well, let's see what happens. Let's put a little blue flower thing going. Thank you. Did you enjoy Charlie Grace? Hey Flo. Hey Flo, how are you, my friend? Let's put a couple of... Yeah. I wish I had known she was going to be on. I would have cut my live short and rated her, but it's kind of a little bit late now. I guess I'd kind of forgotten her, just didn't really know that she was going to be on. I'm doing okay, thank you, Flo. I hope you are well. Hope everything's working for you. I have a friend that paints. She's in the blind community. It's our Artfully Blind with Diana. She's a legally blind artist. She's pretty inspirational, that's for sure. She proves it, just like you do. It's not a... Thank you. Doesn't slow her down either, just like you. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. That means a lot. Let's grab some yellows. Yep, I did. Let's put a few kind of yellow ones with a little brown in the middle. Kind of give that sunflower look, you know, the little... You get this brown centers kind of show up more than the yellow flower does. That's the other reason I put these in the containers, because I splash water. grab a little bit of white, kind of tap that into that. And we're going to grab some water. We want just a light blue flashy water. So we've got that very light blue. Now we'll just kind of tap in a few little tiny light blue flowers in here. I'm not feeding you. Still not feeding you. You throw your hissy fit all you want. Well, see, there you go. You can share her pizza. So let's go ahead and let's go right up to the bluebell level, which is, we'll take a darker blue, kind of tap that water in there. We're going to separate these little fibers so she's kind of splayed out. And let's go ahead and kind of, let's kind of throw them in here. Even the pineapple. And that was too much water. So let's just kind of get that nice and wet right there. Oh, thank you, Miss Southern Belle. Thank you very much. I truly appreciate that. Thank you. I can't remember to look. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's grab darker blue. Let's try this again. Let's try it with a different brush. A couple little piles of blue, darker blue. Put a couple little spriggies of blue. Maybe we'll grab some of this red. We'll add it right into this blue right here. And let's grab a touch of purple. Let's grab another touch of purple. Apparently we don't want to be purpley today. And okay, kind of a deep, deep violet color. Just kind of toss a couple of these in here. Oh, very dark purple. Very far from violet. Okie dokie. So I put these in first because they're darker. Let's rinse the purple off. Get that purple all rinsed off. That purple's kind of a colder color, you know. You'd think it'd be a warmer color in that one, but that one's kind of deep, so. And we'll kind of just add a little green to the bottom of it. And we'll grab that blue, throw it over here with the green, throw it in with the blue. darker color. Gotta be careful of that one, it's pretty wet. Grab that right in there like that. Throw those greens right up in there. Kind of bring them down to the middle. And kind of put the greenery on the bottom. And we'll throw a little bit of that stuff right in here too. Little grass clumpies. Tiny hills, you know, little stuff that you can just kind of imagine what it would look like for yourself. And we can kind of imagine a bigger tree. What kind of tree should we do today? Should we even do a tree today? I think we could probably get away with almost not doing a tree today. Those are almost a little too solid for me, but that's okay. I'm not going to take the time to take them out. Let's just kind of pull some of these in here. And it's basically just a little bit of yellow ochre that kind of bumped into the blue. And just relax that in there like that. You know, if we wanted to, we can grab a... And it's kind of strange, but I'm going to leave that open so it dries. We're going to grab that gray that we used, and it's really just a gray water. And we're going to go ahead and kind of add a bunch of these in there. They're going to be a little more difficult to see than, say, a normal tree. Put a little purple in that, a little darker black. And maybe just a couple little friends of his. And this is really just kind of more or less muddy water. Because I haven't put a lot of layers of paint, you know, we can kind of get away with these a little bit. This one might have just up next to that black a little bit. Maybe we'll throw one in here, like right here. Just a little something. A couple of those little trees here or there. And we'll throw one over here. A couple right here. These are pretty sparse trees. They don't really have any branches on them. I like to do these. It's that time of year, you know, where our trees haven't quite decided to come back yet. And if we wanted, we could put a great big one in the middle, but I don't think so. Not today. And I'm just gonna throw a few. Still just using that kind of gray water. I mean, they're in there. I know they're hard to see, but I'm going to throw an occasional darker one in the front. We'll put a little something on top of that one because it seems to be having a fit over there. So we've got some pretty simple looking trees, not a whole lot of fanciness to them. I mean, we can go ahead and put leaves on them if you wanted to. We could add all kinds of branches and little twigs, and you know, you can spend an hour just flicking little branches on these and really do anything you want. If you want to spend a lot of time putting more and more branches on them, that's kind of your call when you're doing your painting. That one kind of disappeared just a little bit too much when it dried. So we've got, you know, our trees in the background, and we've got these. This is kind of like swamp almost. You can actually grab a little bit of the darker color. Oh, what do you think? Let's throw just a tiny touch of red in that darker color. Kind of get it a little brown. And if we wanted to, we could go ahead and maybe throw something. Kind of a little darker. Kind of didn't make it. Not doing so good in the that tree department is kind of falling over, you know. If you want, you can add a little dark to the green, and maybe that tree comes. Kind of somewhere's right in here-ish. Kind of like that. Just kind of pull those colors over there. You know, get kind of something that didn't quite make the cut. He didn't go straight. Probably this is all swampy, and he's kind of just doing the whole Eileen thing, you know. And then if you wanted to, you could, finish this off with some sand or something, but that's kind of a simplistic watercolor style in acrylic. There's not a whole lot about them. We can put all kinds of layers and colors, and if you wanted to add like a whole swamp area right here, you could do that. We could turn this into kind of water. So I think we can give that a shot. Let's give that a shot. Let's grab some blue. Throw it in with our... We're going to grab some phthalo blue. Throw it right in with our green. We got that kind of gray water right here. Let's call it water. And kind of keep a straight line. Oh, I don't care about those things that we created. Let's kind of just bring in some watercolor maybe. Throw an occasional swipe of blue in there. That little darker edge right there, and then we'll just kind of pull that right over there like that. Grab our brush, grab the white, kind of make a very wet, mushy white. Hey, what's going on? It's okay if I just call you TJ. If you don't mind. It's easier for me to remember. I have quite a few friends named TJ. And we're just kind of bring that. And we got a little water going. And we'll throw maybe a little bit of... Now we got that little edge there, so we probably should grab some darker green. I ran out, so I'm going to have to grab some. We're going with the deep green color. Deep green. Let's rinse that brush off. Kind of figured it did. Let's grab the green. Now we're going to have to go over here and put some water in it. Maybe we'll grab just a touch of that bright green. Let's go ahead and maybe throw a couple of these in here. Like that. Might be the same group. No. They have a few of them. Oh, what do you think? Just a couple here. Oh, let's hold that still. Do them right-handed for a minute so I can... Little cattails, you know. Let's rinse that off. Yeah, that group is getting old. It's starting to be tiresome. Doesn't matter how many times I get reported. They have 7, 8 channels. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add just a regular paint to this one, even though I've done the whole thing this way. It's going to still be kind of thin, but I need a little bit of a... I'm not a watercolor artist, so I don't quite... There. I don't quite have that technique throwing down some highlights to... I'm an acrylic artist. I paint in much heavier paints. Oh, I tried. They're using incognito. Trust me, I tried. I got pretty close. They're from the U.S., I can tell you that much. There, I mean, we just kind of, what do you think? I think that's right there needs a, I think right there, I think we could do something. Me now, because of me. Because of me and who you're associated with. Sorry about that. Bring this in. Same one went after Sonia and one after Tony. Hey Tony, that the account that you and I were talking about is going after Nell now. Okay, let's put just a little glaze in here. And tiny touch of blue. Nope. Yep. Alright, let's kind of just... kind of just touch this in here like that. And just bring that down in there. So it's all kind of... Maybe we'll bring that blue right up in here. Yeah, that's it. That's what we'll do. There we go. So this is all washed out swamp. That's what this is. Flooded swamp. And there we go. We go from pretty simplistic watercolor style painting. Get an idea, we'll just kind of bring a little bit more into it, and a little bit more, and then this just came into it. And now we have like flooded, plain, swampy, some cattails, some flowers that are growing up where the ground is still high enough. You know, you've got your kind of flooded out trees that can't quite handle so much water. I know, not the normal. Not a normal painting for me. Usually I paint very... But it is a tree. There is mountains. Yes, very much so. Oh, what do you think? Yeah, it'd be best if you actually put ink in that, you know, I mean, paint in that. Just saying, signature comes out a lot better when you... Let's kind of bring you over there. Let's say goodbye to... Still here? I didn't lose y'all, did I? I hope not. Let's see if I still have up. Yep, I do. So that's what we ended up with. Yep. I do like playing with the... I have not. I haven't been on. I was editing this morning and doing all kinds of stuff, but thank you very much, Shane. Good. I know, it kind of looks very cold. Oh, don't forget there is a bird. We did add our little red bird. But maybe this is just spring thaw. You know? And all this is going to come back and all these trees are going to go poof. Yeah, it kind of looks like near what used to be my grandmother's house. Connecticut River ran right here, and this happened all the time. Now there's an interstate that runs right here, which, I guess is bound to happen, but when I was a kid there wasn't one. It is the Grumbacher paper, the larger stuff. But it just proves, I did that with, I don't know, probably the total amount of paint I used for this entire painting was maybe a teaspoon if you count all of them up. If you put all the colors, solid matter colors, into this. Hey Sophia, what's going on? If you put all the colors that I used in this in their solid, their liquid, thicker form, it'd probably be a teaspoon. Well, yeah. It requires very little paint. That's why when those, you get to the end of your tubes of paint, and you're like, just gonna toss these out. I can't get very much out of this. A pea-sized amount of paint isn't gonna do anything for me. Wrong. Trim that bottom off, roll that thing out, squeeze that paint out the bottom onto a paper plate or something. Get yourself some watercolor paper. Create a couple little watercolor-esque paintings, TJ sent me a few pictures that kind of inspired me to maybe do a bridge, which I haven't done in a while. And also, I was looking through some of mine, and I found one that was very similar to one he took that has a fence in it, and it kind of was like, click, yeah, you really need to do another fence in a field type of painting. I kind of got lost in my painting for a little bit. Could this have been a lot grayer and stuff like that? Yeah, could it have gone really green? Yeah, probably, but you can always make things heavier. It's just really hard to take it away when you get too much on it. Cannot hear me at all. I did. You're amazing. You're an amazing photographer, but I've already told you that. And I've got the privilege of saying I'm an award-winning photographer, so very proud of that moment in my life that I actually won acknowledgement from my peers. But thank you everybody for coming and visiting me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Don't forget to enjoy your life today. I know it's rough. A lot of us hurt. Things are terrible. We're at work. Depression's a bummer right now for a lot of people. But even if it's just having that, that one candy bar that you just haven't had in a long time, have it. A little tiny piece isn't going to hurt you. Do something for yourself today. And I will see you guys all again very soon. Be well all. Here comes that really annoying music. I gotta get the ability to adjust the volume.